Hello there, welcome back to Home Mystics. My name is Tutu Westerhoff and I created this channel to share my thoughts, my experiences, and some inspiration on making a home that supports us all in our everyday life. I am passionate about the potential that our homes have or can have to better our lives and to hold us when it seems like everything else is falling apart. And today I want to talk to you about a thought that came to mind not too long ago. It's about movement. Now, I'm not talking about the physical exercise because I know that that's important too. I'm talking about the kind of movement that transforms spaces and creates corners that turns houses into homes that are filled with love and warmth. Because if you don't move, you are not going to get anywhere. You say you want to have a nice home, but how are you going to get it? How are you going to get there if you don't get up and do something? A few years ago, I was having a really hard time in my life. I can't say I was depressed. I guess I was just lost and felt that something was missing in my life. I was not happy. I felt like I didn't have things under control the way that I needed them to be. I was living a life that was full of stress and overwhelm. I wasn't doing things the way that I wanted myself and my family to be, the life that I felt like God had planned or intended for me. And I got to the point where I had to face myself and look at myself in the mirror and decide I need to make a change. And the change was going to begin right there and then where I was standing. I realized the one thing that could make me settle and reach my dreams and my goals was to create a space, a place for those dreams and goals to live. I suddenly started noticing that there was no base for all the wonderful things that I wanted for myself to live. So I had to create one. But with intention, I had to be clear of what it is, exactly what it was that I wanted. I was sick of feeling like my energy was stuck. Being stuck means there is no movement. Although I was always moving, I was still stuck, meaning that there was no flow of energy, there was no joy, no happiness, no meaningful movement in my life. So I started looking at my home differently. Instead of looking at it as just a place, I began to define it. I started to see it as a place where constant movement, shifting, and changes were taking place. I realized that the only way for me to be at peace and at ease was to move along with the flow of things in my home. I needed to control the movement and guide the movement and allow it to become more like a dance rather than chaos. I started to take responsibility for it, become the choreographer of the movements and the steps in my home. I started to understand where I was and how I was feeling, and understanding that how I was feeling was only a reflection and a result of my past actions and the choices that I was making and that I am still making. I then understood that if I wanted something different, if I wanted a change, then I had to do something different. I wanted to focus on a more purposeful and meaningful home. And the only way to achieve that was to become unstuck and to move. Movement. Let's be honest, we've all admired the way some people seem to have their shit in place and ours seem to be like all over the place. Well, I'll tell you what, you can succeed that way too and run your home that way too and have the home that you desire just by simply having the right knowledge, consistency, planning, and movement that is becoming active. It's never too late to learn. And learning is not just about reading and memorizing. It's about understanding to be able to make use or the fullest use of whatever it is that you're reading. Only deeply understood things can be practiced efficiently. No, you're not lazy. You simply haven't broken down the tasks to reasonable, doable bits that suit your lifestyle. You can break down any large task into manageable ones. Anything else will result in you not doing them efficiently and cause anxiety or feelings of failure. And let me add this. You can do this at any age. We are never finished with learning. So explore the areas you plan on working on, and don't be afraid to start at the very beginning. Sometimes as adults, we feel we know everything or that we should know everything, but there's beauty in starting afresh. Beauty in starting afresh with new knowledge. Open to new things. Don't stay stuck. Keep on moving. Embrace your mistakes and see them as stepping stones leading to where you want to go. You know, sometimes we see something as shameful. That's what we're taught at school, right? That mistakes are shameful. Mistakes mean bad grades. So we grow up and we still believe that mistakes are a sign of failure. But in fact, we learn and we go through our mistakes and experiences. So to some extent, they're good. We should learn to embrace them more because we learn from them. So we need to assess things and ask questions. Questions that will open the door for new answers, different possibilities and solutions. So be like a child and explore different possibilities. If you believe that your way of doing things is the one and only way of doing things correctly, you will not be open for possible changes, for improvement, for new solutions. Life is forever changing and it needs to move. So move along with it. Movement. And I know at times you want to make that change in your home, but you end up thinking that it would be better to leave things the way they are. But you must ask yourself, what will happen if things stay the way they are? Will you be satisfied? Then ask yourself, how would things be if you would make that change? What good feelings, what wonderful opportunities, calming peace, or changes will you experience? Just think about it, because a lot of times we do not do that. And taking a little bit of time to reflect helps us to make suitable decisions. We live in a world that is constantly in motion. And if you don't move, you will not get anywhere. The sun rises and sets, the seasons change, and life moves forward whether we're ready or not. Staying still is not an option. If we want to achieve our dreams and our goals and the home that we want to have you ever found yourself daydreaming about a beautiful living room, an organized kitchen, or a gorgeous bathroom? Well, dreaming is a wonderful first step. It is the action that we take that brings those dreams to life. Sitting and thinking about a project won't make it happen, but it is a first move. It is first move to getting that clear vision of what it is that we want and put the efforts to see our visions become reality at some point. Okay. So visualizing for me is a great thing. And there is a magical ripple effect when we take the first step. So once you visualize and it becomes clear to you, you're going to have this feeling that you can actually start. And when we take the first step, no matter how small, it creates an even, a ripple effect. Again, maybe you start by decluttering a single drawer, then that small action can lead to organizing an entire room, which then inspires you to redecorate and breathe new life into your space. And each movement builds on the last, creating momentum that moves you forward in the direction that you want to go. So you must direct the flow. That is what I'm telling you here. You can just direct the flow of your home. Movement isn't just about huge projects. It's the everyday tasks that keep our homes running smoothly. Cleaning, cooking, organizing, and decorating, they all require action. They all require movement. Movement is the essential essence of life and the key to achieving our goals. And by acting, we not only create the homes that we love, but also enrich our lives with purpose and satisfaction. So let's get moving, homemakers. Let's transform our spaces one step at a time and create homes that are true reflections of who we are. Here's to the power of movement and beautiful homes that it helps us to create. With love and motivation from me, Tutu. If you like this video, please share it, press the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye-bye.